All right, so good evening, everyone, and welcome to a Tuesday edition of the season finale week on FaceTime with Todd Wharton. And I'm your host, as always, Todd Wharton. I hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's doing great. We have an amazing show tonight. I'm truly excited for having this gentleman on tonight. I've been a fan of his for ever since I've been a kid. But we're going to chop it up in a little bit and we're going to bring him on and just have a lot of fun. And we have a lot to talk about. But let's get into some things right now. First of all, let's get into reality check of the day. I was trying to go over it yesterday, but let's go over it for today. So, reality checks. Show love when giving love, right? And what that pretty much means is that no matter what you do in life, if somebody's showing you love, then reciprocate it back. And it doesn't take that hard. You could do it by a thank you, buying a gift, making a phone call, making a simple gesture. That really goes a long way when you're showing love. So when somebody shows you love, show them love back, and I guarantee you that it will come back to you tenfold, and that person will always remember you. Okay? And I always remember when it comes to love, Mother's Day is coming up. So I love my mother to death. God rest her soul. So give it up to her, right? Now, as I always been doing all week, my man Hector Macho Camacho is going to be fighting in Mexico. I'm helping promote his show. He's going to be fighting Julio Cesar Chavez in Mexico. It's going to be a celebrity fight. And then the undercard is going to be MMA Anderson Silva. It's going to be fighting Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. So that's a great fight. Check it out June 19th, right from Mexico in the football stadium. And you can watch that on pay-per-view as well. I want to give some love to Kendall Bacone. Kendall's a sweet lady who happens to be dating one of the engineers here at my studio, John Facita. So on behalf of myself and all the celebs out there, Kendall, happy birthday to you, girl. Enjoy your night tonight. Big announcement. If you guys just saw the DMX memorial, very sad occasion. Our hearts go out to the family. None of us want to lose an icon like that so early. But I just got a phone call. Now, my season finale show is supposed to be Friday, but it's actually going to be Sunday. Okay, I just spoke to the three gentlemen by the names of Mark Wickline, Matt Rossi, and Squirrel Medessa. These are the gentlemen that drove that truck and were also responsible for bringing everybody together. And I'm going to interview them on Sunday as a special memorial edition on Remembering DMX. So that's going to be great. So guys, tune in for that. In the meantime, I'm about to show you a clip of our man coming up. So while we're doing that, I'm going to bring him in and then I'm going to introduce him. So check it out.
It's the BLAY, just here to say hi. Asking you, may I tell you about the day I picked up a microphone, a pad, and a pen. The legend of Quick the Most gives you a dope seat, giving instructions. So listen closely, two lines form and makes you step through. Fellas in the back, your girls by the bedroom. The name is Thru. Don't dare play with the sheep, the microphone and a boom, and I'll sweep you off your feet with feelings that you never felt. Another notch in the belt. But I like to freak with the best of them. To the stage and the test of men. And when it's done and said and done, it's gonna be victorious one.
Yes, he is. So guys, if you want to watch the rest of that clip, you can check me out battling play in a comedic parody right on my Instagram. It's pretty funny. But without further ado, let's introduce actor, filmmaker, educator, lecturer, documentarian, founder of the Playground Solution, and my man, hip hop legend, who's known one of my favorite groups, Kid and Play, Mr. Christopher Martin. Chris, how you doing, man?
Hey, Todd, what's good? How are you and your viewers doing today?
We are great, and this season finale week is just full of amazing guests, and I can't think of a better way to end it with you, the Village people, MA actresses, and now DMX's people. It couldn't have been a better week. So thank you for being on this week, man.
Pleasure's all mine. Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, of course. So let's jump right into it. I mean, there's so much to talk about from Kid and Play to you, but why don't we talk about right now? We'll go forward and then we'll move backward a letter, because you're working on something that's really, really important. I had the opportunity, I guess it was about a year and a half ago. Wow, time flies fast, where myself and Mr. Cheeks had the opportunity with Raheem to see a trailer version of And I Dance, which I wasn't aware of how big this movie was going to be until I saw it. And I was really impressed, and I'm really thankful that you're doing this, because God knows there's so many people in the industry, especially in dancing, that don't get the credibility for what they do and what they attributed to the hip hop world. So tell me all about this movie and tell the viewers about how you came out, why you decided to do this, and really what really inspired you to put this all together.
I guess I was caught up in a nostalgic mode. I had one of those rare opportunities to sit in front of the television and do some channel surfing. And I want to say hello to all the listeners out there. I'm seeing the love. I might start calling out names in a minute, but
Call
big
out
ups
the
to
name,
everybody
call
out
them
there.
out.
But anyway, I was caught up in a nostalgic wave, channel surfing, was watching one of the channels or the networks that particular day was just showing throwbacks. So as I'm watching them, I began to realize how many people I knew, artists, but especially dancers.
Mm-hmm.
And I was curious to want to know, how they were doing and what they were up to. And then one thing led to another in this amusement park I call a mind of mine, where I started to realize, I was like, wow, I know their stories must be like, amazing. And I wonder if they would want to share that. But it stayed in the back of my head. I didn't think much of it until later. I had a conversation with one of the featured artists or dancers in the documentary, Portia Kirkland, who happens to be the daughter of B.K. Kirkland, who used to run WBLS in New York. So one thing led to another when we was talking on the phone, and I shared with her this idea I had, and she was like, "Are you kidding me? Do you know how much we would love to tell our stories?" And I didn't think they would. So I made the first step. She was the first person I interviewed, her and another dancer by the name of Afro. Shout out to Portia and Afro.
Mm-hmm.
And it just snowballed into over 5-6 years of production. No one gave me a boatload of money to do it. This is all out of my love, out of my pocket, my admiration for the dance community, hip hop in particular. And it just so happened, Kid and I started on a tour called the I Love the 90s tour, which took me to every city and state that these dancers had happened to live. Most of them didn't live in New York any longer. They all migrated throughout the country. And it just so happened, God being amazing, that the very cities that we toured for over 5 years, one way or the other, I ended up, being able to connect with so many dancers. And I want to say a big thank you to two of my co-producers on this, which is Danielle Ortiz and Shane Johnson Bob. She's recently married, so congratulations to her and Mr. Bob. But so Shane was my co-producer for the East Coast. Danielle was my co-producer for the West Coast. So they were able to help me to be able to coordinate getting together with these dancers that weren't easy to find, but they were found, and I'm glad I was able to include them in this piece. And there's so many more that I wanted to get and was unable, because right now what's about to be launched on Thursday is a 2-hour piece, but it's a 2-hour piece that's leading to an eventual series.
Exactly. And that's what I wanted to ask you, because what you're doing right now, you're setting literally a whole new platform or revolution for a new type of movie. We've all seen step ups and all these movies out there dedicated to dance, but you're actually dedicating a docu-series that could become a full-fledged movie as well, right, on the big screen for the real dancers, where this could take off into something I think you already pictured, right? Because you have all these break dances now that it's coming into the Olympics, and all that movement was based on the dances from back in the day that really aspired to be and didn't realize how big dance could be today. And I think you're the man that can bring that platform to the world when it comes to dance and really fulfill that void that we've been missing when it comes to the arts of dancing.
Well, I appreciate those thoughts, and who knows? My journey in hip hop wasn't calculated. It wasn't planned. It was me I was up to something. There was an agenda, but at the same time, the DNA of it was having fun. And as most of these dancers will attest to in the documentary, they will share about how it was about just really venting, self-expression, escapism, all of that, because a lot of us were coming out of, I don't know much about LA, but I've learned a lot. But with New York, there was a lot going on in the city in the late 70s, 80s into the 90s. So it was about escapism for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
And most of them will share that they didn't get any professional training. And me even putting this together was pretty much how my whole life has been in art, not as an artist in rapping or acting, but in being a graphic artist and now an aspiring cinematographer. So for me, it's about the energy, the drive, the tenacity to want to achieve something. And sometimes you don't have an orthodox way of being able to do that. So in regards to leading the way, I would just be more than humbled and honored to be able to be a part of it, even if it's to kind of pioneer, because this isn't about acting. It's about shadowing and following these people. And the reason why it's called "And I Danced" is the end of a sentence. It's kind of speaking on where they're all at today. They're successful parents, community leaders, entrepreneurs, teachers, presidents, the list goes on. And they danced, past tense. And for those who go like a son or a daughter to go, yeah, right, you did? Oh, well, let me tell you something. And that's what this documentary does. The first one talks about, it's really called "And I Danced," the beginnings, where all of them share how they started, where they kind of came from. And then later, as we move forward with other installments, we'll get into the journeys, the stories, and then eventually what they're doing today. And some of them have children who are dancing, and I'll be following them as they too try to make it as professional dancers in the business.
Right, which is awesome. And besides the movie, I mean, what I love that you just said, you're becoming a cinematographer, and I know better than anybody what it means to wear a lot of hats, but you've learned on your own how to edit, how to film, right? How to write, how to be a screenwriter, how to be a content creator. People don't realize how much work goes into a film, because I'm doing something with Casey Amos right now, John's son. And it takes a lot of work, but you want to know something? It's a lot of fun when you're passionate about it. And it's pretty obvious that you're passionate.
It doesn't hurt as much. It's not as challenging or tormenting as much, but that's true.
Yeah. And we all know that you have not been getting a lot of sleep. So that just tells you right there.
Yeah, I haven't slept in literally 3 days. And tonight's going to be a long night because I still have finishing touches to do on the piece before Thursday. But you're right. I mean, I couldn't even enjoy my sleep if I don't do what needs to be done. It will bother me throughout the night. So you might as well get up or don't go to bed and do it, because it's going to haunt you until you do it. If that's your anointing, some people, not some people, you could be in a situation where it doesn't bother you. And then maybe that's not your thing or really your passion. But when it's really your thing, your passion, your anointing, your purpose, it won't let you rest.
Yeah, definitely not. And I love that you're doing that. Let me
What's
ask
up,
you
Dan?
something.
What's up, D Miles? My man Daniel Mallison in the house. They call him D Miles. Well, I'm
What's
sorry.
he got? Get some real God. What is he writing? Get some real God.
Get some rest.
I'll get some rest. Thank you, man. It just told me I need glasses too, because I think I'm starting to lose it.
Got Slim College from South Carolina in the place. D Miles and some others, but yeah. So I'm sorry, Todd. Go ahead.
No, don't be sorry.
I don't do
Listen,
this very often. I'm not a big social media person. So.
Yeah, but you know what it is? I'm loving that you're doing that, because part of the show is not only, getting back to a lot of people following you, but when people are really engaging, you have to show love to them. And it's good that we're doing these interviews, because you start to see some of the people that are showing you love. And me and you didn't have that growing up. So, it's a little different world right now. I wanted to ask you something too, and I was asking John Amos about this. This thing right now is going to be digital, where we can watch it online. When COVID really lifts, and at least 50% capacity, which we're heading towards right now in the summer, would you consider, and I think it would be great, doing possibly a red carpet real event where you could bring in a lot of these people? And
I don't have a problem with that, but I'm kind of excited about this. It kind of makes life interesting. Right when COVID hit, I was in LA. And I was doing advanced test screenings with college and university students that went very well. And right after that trip, I was supposed to come to New York, and at the Taj Lounge was going to be the big party. And then right after
2022.
that, the launch that would involve a red carpet and all of that stuff. But when it hit, you know, it was time to regroup. I wasn't too upset because I'm a recluse. I don't really hang out. So, and I was burnt out. There was a lot going on.
Yeah.
But then I got sick, and I thought I might have caught it. But I still don't know today if that happened or not. But I know it didn't get serious to the point of any respiratory issues that I would have, you know, done something about if it got to that level. But it gave me the opportunity to rest, and it gave me the opportunity to to finish this documentary, because sometimes things are a blessing, but they feel like a curse. All the traveling the kid and I were still doing. We had just come off the Hammer tour. Something else, we just finished doing a cruise and all of that. And we were getting ready to go out with Soul and Pepper, some other groups, to do a pajama party tour. And I'm like, oh, but anyway, COVID happened, unfortunately. And it gave me the opportunity to rest and to finish this. Hello, Manny. Gave me the opportunity to finish this. But then at the same time, change doesn't always feel good. And it sometimes puts us in a situation to bring out muscles and abilities in us that we didn't know we had. What's up, Tato? RGM Tato.
Yeah.
But I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. But anyway, it forced me to have to reset, regroup, and really roll my sleeves up creatively and intellectually and mentally and figure this thing out. And my teenage homeboy friend from East Elmhurst, Corona, New York, Ron Lawrence, more commonly known as Amin Ra, one of Diddy's hitmen, who literally created the hit Notorious for Biggie, one of Jay-Z's most street credited joints, Where I'm From, Aretha Franklin, LL Cool J, Mary J. Blige, the list goes on. His plaques can fill up walls. And he decided to take his resources and create a streaming platform. And we always was talking about what we were into and getting advice and helping each other out on our projects. And then finally I realized, and in another one of our lengthy conversations, I'm like, hey, I got this, you got that. I'm not interested in shopping it to Netflix or Hulu or any of that stuff. Yo, what's up? Let's do what we did back in the days when, you know, we didn't have, and we made something great, compliments of my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, out of our lives. So this is exciting for me because it's experimental and somewhat of a case study as well.
Yeah, and I love that. So for those of you tuning in, I'm talking to Christopher Play Martin. You can definitely check him out on Instagram.
What's up, Abdullah Franklin? What's good, my bro?
Abdullah. So you can definitely check him out on _playgrounds with the Z. You can follow me at Todd Wharton Official. I interview celebrities 5 days a week. And make sure you guys are sharing this interview, because a lot of people are going to want to know about this movie coming out, especially in the art and entertainment industry. Let's go back to the moving theater, the moving image in Queens. I loved how you started this out, right? It was an idea. You put a cool trailer together. I'm a marketing person, and people don't realize how important that one event that you did, how important that was as you were working on it. You brought together a lot of celebrities, a lot of great dancers. Place was packed. We absolutely loved the movie, and then you had a Q&A. So take me back to that, because what made you choose Astoria and over in that area? And as a marketing person, did you feel that was your first ploy in marketing to pop this off, or you just wanted to get people's feel on what this whole thing was about?
That was the first one of that magnitude. I'm a big advocate for education. And the reason why I like producing documentaries, this isn't my first one. I've actually won an award for a couple of others, but this one of this magnitude, and this one more, what's the word for it? More commercial. And what I wanted to do, first of all, Queens, New York is my old stomping ground, especially that area of where the Museum of Moving Image is at, which is a spectacular place. And the head coordinator, I think that's what it's called, of it is Warrington Hudlin, who happens to be, what do you call it, it'll come to me in a few minutes. He ended up, Warrington Hudlin is the brother of Reggie Hudlin. The Hudlin brothers is the one who did House Party.
Right.
So it was Black History Month, and it just made sense to bring it there. He was excited about it. I was excited about it. And I was really humbled by the turnout, because I can be, I don't want to say I can be like a little pessimistic about things, not so optimistic, but I really was preparing myself for whatever it was going to be as far as the turnout. And when I got there a little late due to traffic and missing my Uber or Lyft, and walked through those opening doors and seeing all those people there, and I mean, come on, Mr. Cheeks and Raheem from Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, my family, all the dancers who came from where they came from, North Carolina, Atlanta, Hollywood, all of that, and others. You know, I shouldn't even begin naming names. I don't want to leave anybody out. But with all of that being said, it was humbling, and it's what I wanted. Thank you, Jesus. It's what I wanted from the conception of this project. Was what's up, Far Rockaway Queens is in the building, King Waltz 33. So what ended up happening was, I wanted from the very beginning was, I was telling the dancers, this is yours, this is your piece. Do with it as you may. Take it, show it, do Q&As, let the people know. I'm not interested in being on the panel or the host. If it makes sense and it helps the cause, I'll do that. But it's not about me. I've had my time, and it's everything the kid and I have done and stuff I've done by myself is still the gift that keeps on giving. So for me, it's like, this is my gift. That's the way I've been promoting it. Not to mention Thursday is International Dance Day.
That's right.
So I want this to be a subconscious, or what do you call it? Somewhat of a invitation for dancers of all kinds, jazz, tap dance, salsa, waltz, whatever. You are invited to learn more about this particular dance culture and community. So I wanted it to, I would like, when we do live showings of this, that part of it is to be just to have the Q&A with it, and part of it is to have at least 3 or 4 dancers from the documentary to be there as well.
Yeah, that would be pretty awesome. Speaking of this whole film, I recently spoke to Suzanne Douglas of the movie Tap, if you remember Tap from back in the day.
I do remember the movie.
History making, yeah, it was the lady that played Gregory Hines' girlfriend in the movie. And she told me she wasn't originally supposed to be an actress, like she was a dancer now, and she learned at a young age. Now, when it came to you, you said it wasn't in the cards originally to become into hip hop. Now, were you a dancer when you first started when you were younger? Because you and Chris as well are amazing.
I mean, I danced and I could dance. That was part of what it took, you know, for me to get the girl, and part of what it took for me to, you know, to belong, sort of. I mean, I went through different stages. I remember putting 2 turntables together that have no business being put together, 2 home turntables, my mother and father's turntables, and tried to do the DJ thing. I remember doing the breakdancing thing, and then eventually the rapping thing. But me and the crew I belonged to at the time, we were always like the life of the party, you know, wherever the party was at. You know, we would be specifically invited to make sure we came through to help make the party a success. So I just brought that to the screen and to the music videos and stuff. Being myself, who I was at that time, but my agenda, my motive was always women. You know, that was always my motive.
Yeah, that's why I wish I knew you a lot younger, because me and you would have had a lot of fun. I'm not even lying to you.
I hear that.
I'm sure you had fun. I'm sure you had a lot more fun.
Is watching. Oh, she said, he or she says, Class Act is the bomb. Mr. J. Malley, what's good? Shower you right back, my brother. Real Black Stag, what's good? Some of these names. But I'm sorry, Todd.
No, keep it going. This is what this show is all about. That's why it's becoming pretty popular. Somebody just mentioned the movie Class Act. We'll get into all, because I want to go back and forth and still keep an eye on this dance movie, because that's the main thing. Class Act was definitely off the cuff from House Party, but I loved it. I thought it was hilarious.
That's my favorite. That's my personal favorite.
Yeah, I love the writing behind it, which is really cool, because you took kind of like a thug pretty boy and turned him into a nerdy guy, and took the nerdy guy and turned him into a thug pretty boy. But it made both worlds realize they have a lot more in common than just books and looks. And tell me about that movie because you work with some really, really cool people like Karen Parsons, Ray Perlman, Pauly Shore. So how did you get casted onto this movie with Chris?
It wasn't a cast. They specifically had it for us. It was a script that was in holding for like the longest. So I was told, and Warner Brothers wanted to do something with us real bad. So they presented us with a bunch of scripts, and when they told us that, the reason why it was appealing to Kid and I because it was so much like our real lives in real life. So we loved the idea, and we kept it moving. But yeah, that's how it came about. It was fun. Yeah, it wasn't a hard thing to do. I mean, at the time, you know, a lot of people had approached us to do all kinds of things. Quincy Jones, Suzanne DePass with Motown, cats over at Warner Brothers, all kinds of stuff was happening, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love that. And when we get into House Party, that's obviously an iconic series of films.
Love you
I
too,
do have a lot of-
TKS _ Lawn. Love you too. Sorry, Todd.
No, don't anybody love Todd? What's up, man? Stop playing. Anyway, no, I'm just playing. So, getting back into the house party mode, a lot of people have been asking me, and they wanted me to ask you, are they considering doing one more house party on where you guys are at now?
No, but right now, LeBron James is producing the reboot. You know, they're rebooting it. And a matter of fact, 2 weeks ago, they just made the announcement that they casted the 2 lead parts for it. So yeah, they're already moving forward with a reboot of House Party. Yeah.
Wow. And wow, I honestly wasn't even aware of that, and that's my fault, which is pretty crazy. Now I got to meet even Bow-Legged Lou.
I got to say what's up to my dude, Jafia Life. Philly in the building. What's up, Jafia? I'm sorry, Todd.
No, listen, we got to stop apologizing because you know what I love about this? You have fans from around the world, and for them to just come in and take their time off on the night to hear what you're doing right now, that's what this is all about, man. So that's why we're chopping it up. We're going to have a good time. Now, you know, it was funny when Cheeks called me, it's like, yo, we need to go to this, you know, documentary. My boy Kid's having him. Kid, I did it again.
It's all good.
Right.
Cheeks is my dude. I love Cheeks. Man, how I love Cheeks. When I saw his the group Lost Boys Unsung, I'm like, yo, there needs to be a movie about him and the group. And one of my partners is Cheryl, Salt from Salt and Pepper, and she's actually co-produced this documentary as well. And I said, yo, and I know how much she loves him. She loves them like before and more than me. And yeah, so real talk, man. I mean, but you know, like I said, when COVID came in, and just because you want to do a film doesn't mean you can do a film. So, you know, maybe one day if it's destined to be, but big ups to Cheeks. Big up.
Yeah.
Real
Yeah,
cat.
I got to wish him another happy birthday. I was actually with him 3 days ago, 3 or 4 days ago. He had his private birthday party. So I happened to be there. I won't take it
personal that I wasn't invited, but it's all good.
Did he hear it? You want his number? Because you probably have it, but I'll give it to you.
It's all good. I'm just messing with him. I probably wouldn't have came into it. I take this COVID thing, not like anybody else isn't, but I take this COVID thing very seriously, you know?
Yeah, it might have been good that you didn't go because I went and I ended up talking with Carl Shaft all night and the 2 hot bartenders. That's all we were doing.
I know Carl. Did he have on his all black with the bulletproof vest and all of that? That guy has to be strong enough. He has to be so strong just to wear the gear he wears on his back on the regular.
Oh my God, yeah. But me and him were the only 2 people that weren't eating and drinking because, like an idiot, I didn't realize that the entire place, the food, the water, was all infused with weed. And I didn't know. And if I even started having some of this stuff, I would have just passed out.
Come on, Todd, it's Mr. Cheeks. Come on, man.
Yeah, but I didn't. But you gotta understand, it was Italian food. Like it was pizza. I'm Italian, so I'm looking at the pizzas and all this other thing going on. I had no idea that there was a little reefer.
So they did a Trojan horse on you. That's what happened.
That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. But when we were at your End I Dance premiere, the trailer, something funny happened. We're walking around, and these 3 girls went up to him and goes, "Hey, are you Snoop Dogg?" And me and him just looked at each other like. Millennials, this is just horrible, and we just walked inside. But I love the atmosphere. First of all, the film. Congrats on that. I love the atmosphere of all the people that were there because there was nothing but love in that room that night, and the Q&A questions were amazing. Um, Thank you for allowing us to ask you some serious questions.
We're
But I want to
dropping
get
we're dropping tomorrow, part of the whole promo thing. We're dropping a video tomorrow on social
Mhm.
media. Again, everybody, _playgrounds with a Z at the end. But you'll see it on other platforms as well. Yeah, the video we're dropping, up to this point, we've just been dropping the flyer, the virtual flyer. But right now we're going to drop the video, and the video, the promo, shows clips from that night, the comments and all of that, and clips and parts from the other showings around the country that I did. So I'm really excited about dropping that tomorrow.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see what time are you going to be dropping it around so people can
You know,
tune
the
in.
different people that are signed to drop it will be doing it different ways. Me, I'm an early riser. If I get, like right now, I have a long night ahead of me. I still have more work to do on the documentary. But if all goes well according to plan, I might drop it like before 6 a.m. or after 6 a.m. I don't know the culture with social media in regards to what day is good to drop something, what time of day. I don't know any of that. I don't even know if that exists. So I just
No,
drop
it does.
it, you know.
Yeah, it does. And I can tell you right now, some of the best times, if you just Google best time to post on Instagram, they'll show you a list, right? But when I'm finding here on the East Coast, the two best times to post is between 8 and 11. The earlier, the better, because you get the rises. Plus, you get the people from Europe who are up in the afternoon at that time.
Yeah, I usually
And
do
then
pretty good
around
when I
6
post
p.m.
around that time. It just depends on what I'm posting. But for me, I don't want to get caught up in the matrix. You know, I've done my time as far as public pleasing. So if I feel good about something I want to share and I'm excited about and I want other people to, you know, get some positive energy, you know, I put it up. So I'm an early riser. I'm usually up between 4 and 4:30 every morning. And if the thing is completed, you know, I have to shoot something for this drop I'm going to do. And I get
Mhm.
that done and edit it and or color corrected and everything, that it should be up hopefully around 6. But it'll definitely be up tomorrow regardless.
Perfect. And normally I do these interviews for about an hour, interviews for about an hour. I'll do another 10 minutes because I know you have a lot of work to do, and I want to give you that respect so you can get that time in. I want to talk about your music. I know you've been touring a lot. I know you did the tour with Salt and Pepper, which is amazing. Are you guys looking to go back out on tour again when this is up? Are you taking a hiatus right now from
Oh,
music?
we've already got a boatload of offers. Some we're kind of cool on because we don't know, you know, how these productions have their act together with COVID and everything. So the ones that we've been seriously in negotiation and agreed to quite a few really
Hmm.
begin at the end of the summer, November, December, stuff like that. But we weren't really interested in anything earlier than that. So no, we got tour offers already and things that it just depends on how much we've gotten done in our personal lives that gives us that convenience. Because I kind of use touring as a break to have, as a time to have fun.
Right.
And Kid and I have come to the agreement that if when it gets to the point where it's not fun anymore, we're
Hmm.
not interested. We're cool on that. So, you know, it's good to get together with our peers. It's interesting. We just did something with Coolio not too long ago, and
Yeah.
we were talking about touring. And I was mentioning how it's interesting that back when we all started, there was always that hopeful, friendly competition, but there was hardly any fraternizing. Everyone stayed in their own dressing rooms. It was about who was going to rock the crowd the most, all of that. Now, when we come together, it almost doesn't make any sense for us to have individual dressing rooms because we all find one particular dressing room and just clown out. And when it's time for one of us to hit the stage, we're kind of sad about it because we're having such a good time in the green room in the dressing room. I remember one tour we was doing. We did a cruise. It was called the Ship Hop Cruise. Us, Naughty by Nature, Salt and Pepper. It was quite a few artists on there, and I remember we was having such a good time in the dressing room. Ain't no telling what will happen in the dressing room, but we're all in the same dressing room. And Kid and I, we missed our cue. And they're like, yo, they're calling you. They had called us like 5 or 6 times, and we were nowhere to be seen to hit the stage. But that's the kind of fun we get caught up in, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about for us, because if it's fun to us and we're having a good time, I'm speaking for artists, it resonates with the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
They feel it. It resonates, the energy,
Yeah.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's important, that we are enjoying ourselves within reason.
I love that you said that, because I do see a lot of artists.
Wait a minute, who knows about the lemon tree? Mr. Ferrari, don't start nothing. You don't know nothing about no lemon tree in Queens and Forest Hills. I used to work around the corner from the lemon tree. I used to work at the Williamsburg Savings Bank. I was a safe deposit clerk there when I was finally getting my act together. And around the corner was the lemon tree, and DJ there was the first DJ who really produced us. His name was Charlie Casanova. And that same lemon tree, guess who else hung out there? And we always talk about it when we see him, Fat Joe. He used to be there.
God.
Yeah,
now, you do recognize this guy, Mr. Ferrari, right? Because I'm having him on tomorrow night.
Okay.
That's the cabbie to the stars, and Tom Hanks is the one that gave him that name.
Oh, okay. Small world if you live long enough.
Exactly, and he's such a great guy, just like you. That's why he came on here tonight, because it's about bringing together great people. And I love how you said when you're on stage, what you do up there resonates the crowd. And that is so important, because I have gone to shows where the reason why some of these artists don't last is because they're not entertainers, right? Entertainers are the one that do really well, where the crowd feels that buying a ticket is worth the show, like a Prince or a Michael Jackson or a Kid and Play. Because when you go up there, it's not just about the music. People are coming to see you to entertain them, to bring a positive vibe to the world. And a lot more artists should realize that it's just not about grabbing the mic and just doing your thing. It's about making people smile, making them dance. It's about making them want to come back and be like, let's do this. I mean, and that's what I love about you guys. And I never, only once got to see it perform. It was that Ralph McDaniels thing out in Queens Park a couple of years ago.
Oh, that was awesome. Just to see my people, like I said, Queens, New York all day, all my old stomping ground. Before I go any further, to Admin, 1973. Thank you. He said he came on late. No, you don't have to worry about a DVD or any of that. It's going to be streaming. Matter of fact, that's a good segue. On Thursday, this Thursday, day after tomorrow, on International Dance Day, will be the home of the world home premiere of the documentary And I Danced. It's going to be on streamwaves.com tomorrow, or all day tomorrow, and all top of the day on Thursday. The code will be released, but it's absolutely free. That is my gift, not only to the dancers, that it's my way of thanking them and celebrating them and give them tribute. But when you come with a gift, you don't charge for a gift. It ain't a gift no more. So it's absolutely free. It's a code you'll get, and boom, you're there. No strings attached, nothing whatsoever. So Admin, we hope we see you there virtually.
Well, I love that. Can you drop a couple of people who may intrigue? I mean, everybody's going to want to watch it, but there are a few people that are going to be in that film that we should know about.
What's up, Shockley? What's up? Got quite a few people. Anyway, who isn't in it? Well, as far as friends and celebrity guests, I normally leave some people out. We have Genuine. We have Belle Biv DeVoe. We have Salt. We have Danny Lee. We have Seven Streeter. We have someone I'm very excited to have, which is director Lionel Martin.
Yeah.
Now, those who know your history about Video Music Box, he was the vid kid with Ralph McDaniels. Right. And he had and has a very successful career directing so many people's music video that we get into in the documentary. Who else do we have? We have Carrie Ann Anaba. We have, there's so many. But as far as dancers go, probably the most well-known ones is Big Les. Yeah. People might not know that Flex Alexander used to be a dancer. We have him. Scoob Lover, Scoob and Scrap, but it's Scoob Lover, and Sean Bailey, who danced Kane. Leg 1 and Leg 2.
Conglomerate, right? Is that what you're saying? Kenny Conglomerate? Is that the
no, Big Daddy Kane. His dancers with Scoob and Scrap Lover. But who danced with him more currently is Scoob Lover and Sean Bailey. Sean Bailey used to dance for Cool G Rap. We have leg 1 and leg 2 who dance for MC Light. We have Straight Ahead, Poison. That girl is boy. All of that. All the dances for Belle Biv DeVoe. I have so many. It's like it goes on. Oliver who danced with Madonna. Omar who danced with Janet Jackson. Light skinned bald headed cats. I am so proud to have 2 of the original Soul Train gang dancers. And one of them passed recently, not too long ago, Tyrone the Bone Proctor. Rest in peace. And also Shake, who danced with Johnny Kemp and all of them. He passed since the making of this, rest in peace. And Venus Francois, who was one of our original dancers with the group Body Action Dancers. But yeah, I'm not here to waste your time. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to waste anybody's time. And that explains in part why it took well over 7 years to make, you know?
Yeah. And it's amazing. And they're going to see a lot of stuff in this film that they didn't even know about, because I'm not going to spoil people, but there was a clip that I saw in a premiere with TLC.
Yes, T-Boz.
Really got deep.
Yeah.
But I love that clip because it got deep into that when they were dancers, and they told a story that none of us knew about except maybe some of the people. And I was like, wow, okay. And this is what I love about this. You really go hard into the truth behind dancing without leaving stuff out, because we all know there are a lot of documentaries out there that exaggerate the truth to make the film look better for the viewers, and then also leave stuff out based on who wanted to do what. You didn't leave nothing out. And
well,
it's
what
great.
was interesting for me, and I do have a lot of filmed information. I'm not here to bring a piece that will cause any controversy. I'm here to bring love. But yes, with me, yeah, it feels good to hear play. You did a great job. It was great, whatever. But what's really important to me and touches my heart and lets me know that I did what I set out to do is when I hear somebody say what you just said. When I hear someone say, I didn't know that, or I didn't know. That's what I love. Because to me, with documentaries or pretty much anything that's going to entertain you for over an hour, I don't think you should be the same person you were when you started watching it after you watched it. You should know something more. Hopefully there'll be some kind of change, inspiration, encouragement. That's what I love about documentaries, is they can be edutainment, you know? I'm trying to get it. I messed around and freeze this thing, and now I don't know how to do it where I think I got it.
Just push it up. Yeah, push it up.
No, I want to get it where I can just see it scrolling. It froze now, but
yeah,
it's doing it now.
There you go.
What's up, Philophobia? I hope I said that right. 1985. Thank you for your agreement. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's great. I don't know if you realize, if you guys ever thought about producing your own tour, like yourselves, you already got the name. You don't want to do what I do? It's so much fun. Like doing
it's
like
fun because it's what you're supposed to do. I've done my hand in promoting. I've done my hand in producing other areas. I've owned clothing stores. I've owned barbershops. I've been married. I've done so much. So now I know what to say yeah to, and now I know what to say been there, done that. And that what you're talking about, that's for a special type of individual. I ain't the one. But I'll play my part. So yeah, that's what's up.
That is I have to 100% agree with you, because I fell into my lap being a producer of events, and I don't think people realize the headaches that are behind it just to put on something of even just a concert, let alone a tour. But if somebody that is in your camp that ever decided and you become the artist of it, you already got it. The NI Dance Tour, and just put on all the artists that are in your film on one tour. I mean, there you go.
I'm good. I enjoy, to a certain degree, passing the torch. Well, the news is out now, and I know the show is out now. I'm trying to enjoy the fruits of my labor, and I'm trying to live my bucket list. And one of the things that a lot of other directors or people in the business would come to me and ask me, did I ever think about acting on my own? and I chose no at the time. I had mentioned some films that I was offered to come and think about. And I said no because of loyalty to the what we call the brand, but to the group, right, to the friendship. So fast forward to today, I'm like, that's kind of been in the back of my head of what that might feel like and do. So, lo and behold, I mentioned it to people who are in that, in those circles. And Will Packard reached out to me, and I have a recurring role on his new season of Bigger on BET. Nice. So yeah, it was interesting doing that. I hadn't done that in a while. And yeah, so I have a pretty meaty role. I'm on there quite a bit, so it's interesting. But taking it seriously, no, just, it can become what it's meant to become, but it's not urgent to me like it once was in my 20s and 30s.
Right, and I get it. Somebody on here just asked, I lost them a couple of messages ago. They want to know, they said, Play, are you guys going to be coming out with a docu based on Kid and Play?
There's talk now. We have quite a few people who's waiting for me to get this documentary done so that, they could get Kid and I on a Zoom or something and pitch some ideas to it. But yeah, to us. But that is one of the things that's on the table, is a documentary. As a matter of fact, not just a documentary, an actual biopic, like, the ones that, the New Edition one, the Salt and Pepper one, and all of that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love the series better than just one movie because when it's that good, like The Temptations and all the others, it's just a great thing to look forward to watching, which is awesome. Now, off the cuff, do you have, like, if you had your dream actor to play you, who would it be?
You know who I like? Someone else asked me that. I like the lead character, the cat on The Chi, the lead boy character. Mm-hmm. He's cool, and there was somebody else too. It was two of them. I like him for that particular, to represent that particular age. There's another one, man. I'm sorry that I can't think of it, but yeah, the young lead cat, young cat on that plays the brother to the sister who got kidnapped on The Chi. And there's somebody else. It'll come to me when I stop thinking. Curator was the other word I was thinking about in regards to Warrington Hudlin at the Museum of Moving Image.
Well, I got one. I think in my opinion, he's a big dude, but actors can lose a little weight to play. I think Michael B. Jordan would be perfect to play you. I know that might be
below his pay grade, but
you want to know something?
I'm looking at the age where it counts, where in regards to telling the story of when I was at my most influential age, the things that was going on in my home and all of that. He's too old for that right there. That's why I like the young cat, and that would represent like the teenage years. I wish I could think of the other person that I like his work. My mind isn't there because I'm so dead.
Somebody wrote his name is Alex Hibbert. Is that it?
Whoever the lead cat is on The Chi, he's the main young character.
Yeah, Alex Hibbert, the guy just said. Thank you, Mr. Malloy.
Nice complexion, right? Whatever. I wish I could think of the other. There's another one that's perfect too, but I can't think of it right now.
Yeah, and then we got to think of who's going to play Kid as well. That's going to be that's going to be one hard one to find, and you got to find somebody really. And that's the other thing too. You got to find two actors that are amazingly talented, because you guys were and still are amazingly talented. So they have to reflect the role to make sure they hit it on point. Because that type of, I can't wait for that to come out. I really don't.
Well, you know, when a lot of people don't know, and maybe they do, it's the chemistry. It's a director. There's the DP, the director of photography.
Right.
There's the writer, and then there's the talent. So it's a combination of more than two or three things, you know. Because you could have a great performance and the editing ruins it. You could have a great performance in whatever the DP was doing. What the heck was he thinking with that angle or whatever? Yeah. Then the great thing about Reggie Hudlin with House Party was he gave us a script, but he gave us the freedom to say the lines the way we would say them in real life. We would do it his way, and we would do it our way, and it turned out great.
Yeah, which I love it. So let's, as we're getting to the end, let's go over the stuff again for the people that came in. So N.I. Dance film that's coming out, the documentary. Where can people find it? Where can they log in to see it?
And it's Thursday, the day after tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Got to mention that. It's going to be on Streamwaves, which is a new streaming platform. It's spelled Stream, STREAM, WAZ, Z as in zebra, E, streamways.com. The information as far as the direct code will be available on several platforms. One being my Instagram handle, which will be _playgrounds with a Z at the end. Also at Streamwaves on IG, I think it's streamwaves.com. It'll be on And I Danced on IG. It'll be on It's Kid and Play. You'll see it. It's our job to make it as available as possible. But yeah, it's going to be at 8 p.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time. We're excited about it. And it's free. It's totally free. There's no strings attached, nothing. It's just totally free. I know that's so odd in these days and times. Yeah. And it's justifiably so. I get people needing to earn a living. What is it, pay cash or apps and all of those things?
Yeah, all that
but
stuff.
No,
yeah.
I'm good. I'm really good. And anything past this point would just be greed. So for me, I want to bless these dancers, give them their flowers while they're alive. And then at the same time, people enjoy the verses. Why? People enjoy D-Nice with Club Quarantine. Why? Because it's a feel-good experience. So right. I'm doing the similar thing with Shane Johnson Bob and Danielle Ortiz and the dancers and Cheryl James Salt. We are doing the same thing in a different type of medium through a cinematic expression. You're going to love the music. You probably get up and join the dancing or whatever and be informed. Be like, it's going to be inspirational for those who have a gift and feel they have no way because they're in some town or city no one's ever heard of before. No one heard of East Elmhurst, Queens. Matter of fact, East Elmhurst, Queens wasn't very well respected back in the days in New York. And me and my guys, we're the only ones foolish enough to venture to other boroughs and territories and put our life on the line in the name of hip hop. Yeah. But with all of that being said, is what this documentary will do is you're going to hear stories from these dancers who didn't do any professional training. They were going through some things, some of them. Dance was a form of escapism. Sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know. They get into what I've been saying is the dancers who started out in low budget or no budget music videos that are now considered the classics. But they started out with these MCs back then and later went on to dance for Whitney Houston. When you see the footage of these crowds they did for Nelson Mandela and dancing with Madonna and dancing with Michael Jackson. Most of them were in Do You Remember by Michael Jackson, that video. Right. Dancing with Janet Jackson, all of them. And just not too long ago, they was in a club in New York trying to find a way to get in because they didn't have the money to get in. They just wanted to dance and do the cypher at the Latin Quarter or the Whirl or Union Square. History, my people, history. And enjoying in such a way. Shah Shockley, what's up, my girl? Shah Shockley is in this project. Yeah. She's part of the next component because we're going to start showing what the younger people are doing, how they're expressing herself. So her and two others are my two featured ones in probably the next installment. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Congratulations, man. Seriously, on this journey that you've taken, that you put your life towards, your passion.
What's up, Southern Merch 91? I'm sorry, Todd.
No, don't worry about it. And seriously, we're all looking forward to this. And if you guys don't know, I've been speaking with Christopher Play Martin. You can follow him on Instagram at _playgrounds with the Z. Definitely check out this documentary. You can follow me at Todd Wharton Official, WHARTON.
Todd will have it. Todd will have the information as well.
Oh yeah, I interview celebs 5 days a week, just like Play, but great people from all industries. And to give you guys what's coming up this week, besides Play, tomorrow night we got Mr. Ferrari, Cabby to the Stars, known by Tom Hanks and everybody. Check him out. Thursday I got Kira Reed Larsh, who's an Emmy nominee, an Emmy producer, as well from the show The Bay series. And then
Love,
Friday I got the Village
love back to
People.
you, Alaska. I'm sorry, Todd.
No worries. Friday I got the
Paige
Village
Turner. Happy
People.
belated birthday to Paige Turner.
There it is. Friday I got the Village People with Mr. Felipe Rose, the founder of the Village People, Native Indian. I got him Friday. And then Sunday we got a special edition to wrap up season 1. I will be interviewing the 3 gentlemen that were driving that big monster truck for the DMX Memorial. And they're going to talk about how they put that whole thing together on a life that shouldn't have been taken so young from all of us, because DMX was an icon. So Chris, thank you so much, sir, for sharing your story today.
By the way, I prefer Christopher.
Christopher. Chris, if you're nasty. Christopher.
I don't know about all of that, but yeah, whatever. Yeah.
So
No,
Christopher.
it was an honor. It was a pleasure. Again, everybody, Thursday, 8 p.m. And I danced, 8 p.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time. It's free. I know your ears and your eyes do not deceive you. I know it's not a very popular thing in this day and age, but yes, I'm bringing it. I'm here to do what my agent, my accountant, my lawyer, and manager has instructed me to do, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Just like his love and his invitation for salvation, it's free.
And I love it. And guys, you got a free, amazing interview. I'm going to share it with 5 minutes if you missed it, and you can watch it all over again. This is Todd Wharton, FaceTime with Todd Wharton. Like I always said at the end of each interview, guys, because you all know with me and Ben Crump on Civil Rights, check me out on the news. If you're not living a passionate life, then whose life are you living? All right, guys, have a great night. Christopher, thank you so much.
Appreciate
I'll see
you,
soon,
man.
brother. All right, man. Bye-bye.